Glad to get to God.
Right. And I know a lot of people who are just spiritually bound. And I mean, it just is, and you know, a lot of folks call themselves God. So I felt like it just had that ring to it.
Okay, real deep, real deep. So you came up with the podcast, you know what I'm saying? I remember we talked several times, you know what I'm saying? You want to get your equipment together. What equipment you end up going with?
So I ended up going with the podcast track 4 or the P4. And I went with the Zoom mics, right? They're a dynamic mic.
Yeah.
I wanted to go with the Rode Podcaster. Is that what it's called? The Rode.
These are the Rode Procasters.
Rode Procaster.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go with those. Okay. And I looked at it, but the deal that I was getting with the Zoom mics, man, I couldn't pass it up because it came with the Zoom Podcaster, the P4. I was like, man, I can't pass this up. And the thing about it was the kit came with headphones as well, so it saved me a little bit of money on the front end.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how it works out. Right now, the sound is pretty good, man.
Listen, you can't go wrong with any dynamic mic, to be honest. Like, the reason why, now, I started with a condenser mic. I had the whole Amazon kit, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And what I noticed was it was just so much noise in the background. Like, I mean, I could hear cars going past the house.
Right.
And I'm like, God damn, why is it doing this? You know what I'm saying? So, and then I started seeing people on these podcast forums, and they were like putting padding and shit all over their rooms. Like it's a studio. You know what I'm saying? They about to record music. And I seen the one guy was like, just tear all that shit down and just buy a dynamic mic. Problem solved. He was like, you could be on the goddamn train.
Exactly.
And you won't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Barely.
Yep.
So you couldn't go wrong with any of them. But I just recommended Rode because that's just what I'm using. You know what I'm saying? I know I see a lot of the mainstream folks use the Shure mics. It's another one. What's the guy named Colin Cowherd? If you ever watch him,
yeah, I watched
the silver joint he got. I'm not sure the brand of that, but that's a pretty pop. I think that might be Audio Technica. Don't quote me on that.
But yeah, no, I tried the dynamic mic, and I recorded with it before just to kind of try it out, and I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. It was picking up everything, and I'm like, all right, I got to pad this room, and then as soon as I got the dynamic mic, I was like, oh, man, what do you need?
Bro, you could be in the shower, dog.
Exactly. And it's the way it's designed. It's taking the sound on straight on, and it's a beautiful sound.
Well, they're made specifically for this. Like, they're made for podcasting. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Podcasting, the radio show. Like, you ever look at, like, I follow the lady. I think her name is Juicy Couture.
Okay.
She on 95.5, and they got all of them got them mics, man. I'm trying to catch her on one of her Instagram lives. I'm trying to blow the fuck up.
Right. No,
so you got the name, you got the equipment, but when is it dropping though?
So I was looking at the April date. I'm getting a lot of pressure to go ahead and get something put out right now.
Pressure besides from me?
Yeah, besides from you,
Who
man.
Pressure you? Wifey?
Wifey!
Yeah, hey, man, listen. At the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you some true shit about these wives. First of all, we love y'all to death.
Absolutely.
Secondly, they gonna be your biggest supporters who will probably never listen to your shit, bro. Listen, wifey gonna listen. She gonna listen to them first couple of joints, dog.
Right.
And then she's just gonna be maintaining, making sure you don't lose that spunk. And we'll talk about that later. Like the things that like my wife tells me or gets on me about when I kind of get in this rut. Like when because there's been 9 or 10 times where I just be like, damn, is this shit even worth it, bro? Like I done painted a whole motherfucking room, bought cameras, you know what I'm saying? $600-$700 in mics, started an LLC. It's like, is it worth it?
Right.
And then she come get on my shit, man, and I'll be right back.
Absolutely, because I feel like, you're making an investment and she wants to see that investment through just as much as you. Right?
Absolutely.
Because it's like you're taking money out of the household to create something, and they want to see that creation come to life, man. That's how they continue to love on you, man. Is seeing you progress and do and follow your dreams, especially nobody wants to see their husband just working every day miserable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to deal with that.
You ain't lying. All right, so you got the date together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You already know where you coming out. So tell me your worries.
All right.
I speak for all podcasts that we all had worries on what wasn't gonna work right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about that.
Originally, I was getting hung up on the visual, how I was going to bring the visual with the audio, and now I'm over that hump mentally, right? And then I guess it came to the point where it's like, yo, am I fit? Am I cut for this? So there's a level of nervousness I don't think a lot of people talk about behind the scenes, where you want to produce content that is listener worthy and also something that's going to lead to something else, right? So my content will be surrounded about around fatherhood, but I wanted to also make it community based, right? So I'm not going to just keep it just a podcast, all the way through. I want to actually get involved in schools with fatherhood initiatives. So I wanted to make sure that when I do go, I'm prepared to start leading into other avenues. And now I'm at the point where it's like, all right, you don't need to have that all figured out right now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we do. And I think that's with anything, not just podcasting. Like, it's like you think you need to have all this shit. Like, that's just like if we going to play basketball, you know what I'm saying? We hooped the other night. It's just like, oh shit, man, I ain't hooped in a minute. So it's like I gotta go get me a fresh pair of J's or some bronze.
Right.
And I gotta have the compression sleeves. I gotta have a headband. I gotta have a pre-workout.
Exactly.
Man, just put the shoes on and go play, dog.
No, that's serious, man.
You pick that shit up along the way. Like, if that's the most important thing I can tell you, like, you will pick up so much on the way.
Okay.
It'll get to a point where I won't be able to tell you nothing. You already figured it out.
Right. I'll be
troubleshooting,
finding my way around. But that's the beauty of it, though. I promise you, bro, I appreciate you for even stepping out there. I've been supporting you since day one just because I see you doing something that I want to do, but it's coming from admiration. You know what I'm saying? It's not a place of like, man, he's in the lane. No, man, it's enough room for everybody in podcasting.
It is, man. And with COVID, man, COVID brought a lot of people out, man.
Yeah.
COVID brought out a lot of podcasts. Like right now, I mean, it's considered to be saturated right now.
Right.
But it's like you got to play the long game, man. And and the thing that fucks people up, man, is when people not listening to their stuff.
Yeah, and I think and that's the thing. I've seen a lot of podcasters, I guess, give it up after a short period of time, but also they're not looking at the long game as the I guess their goal. They're looking to have instant gratification, and that's not how this whole thing works. It's just like the stock market.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, listen, when I dropped the first episode, the first 2 episodes, I had a lot of support. Facebook, family, friends, all that shit. And I'm like, damn, all right, so I got a solid following, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then I get to like the 10th episode, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see the numbers dropping. I'm like, damn, what the fuck going on? Niggas not fucking with me no more, you know what I'm saying? I get to the 20th episode, you know what I'm saying? I start doing the video.
Right.
I'm putting it on YouTube. People ain't watching. So I'm like, bruh, like, what's good? And that's when it took me to about my 40th episode, bruh. This is episode 46 right here.
Awesome.
It took me to about almost 40 episodes to realize that your target audience is not going to be your main folks. Your target audience is not going to be your wife. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Glenn. It's not going to be your brother.
Right.
It's not going to be your older brother. Like, it's not going to be your sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be people who don't know you. Those are the people going to be like, I don't know this guy, but he talks some good shit, so I can't wait till he drops something. You
Absolutely,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hence, like, if I see you every day, like, well, I see you every day. Shit, nigga, I already know what you're going to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I kind of had to look at it and then realize it because, I'm doing, organic promotion.
Yeah.
Organic promotion is, right? Which means I'm not paying for no ads, not yet. You know what I'm saying?
But you're putting your content in all the places that you have access to right
exactly.
now. Yeah,
but it comes to a point where, I don't care who you are. At some point, if you want to get them numbers up,
yeah.
Even if you're gonna have to do it. I watched this post on Instagram. This guy's Earn Your Leisure.
Uh-huh.
If you follow them, they're pretty good podcast. 2 black guys be talking about money and shit.
Okay.
I think they're actually hotter than goddamn Dave Ramsey.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah, they up there. And they had the guy was talking about Facebook ads.
Okay.
And he was using an example talking about like billboards. He was like, in California, if you put up a billboard or New York City or something, that shit like $30,000 for 30 days.
What?
He's like, you fuck around and you put that shit up, ain't nobody looking at it, motherfuckers throwing gum at it.
Damn.
And it's still up there for 30 days and you ain't made no money. With a Facebook ad, you can pick where you want it.
Okay.
Like, let's just say we're in Maryland. Mm-hmm. Let's say you want to do PG County or Montgomery County.
Right.
You can legitimately have that joint in a 25-mile radius from your house.
Wow.
And it say, for $5 a day, I want y'all to push this.
And target your audience.
And target your audience. And then you can have that shit. You can have one in PG County, one in Montgomery County, one in Virginia, one in Baltimore, one in Delaware, one in North Carolina. And then you can sit back and watch and see who's biting. And if you say, damn, they fucking with me in North Carolina, boom, take your ads, move your ads for the place that's not doing that good, boom, put it there, double up on it. And that's how you grow it. But you paying. So it's just like, yeah, it's $5 a day, but it's like, well, how many you gonna do $5 a day for 30 days?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. So you kind of have to, I guess, when you see the traction, I guess you got to take advantage at that moment.
Exactly.
You know? So even if you go hot and then you're using ads to support your venture, I guess there's times where you could take a break. Jump in, jump out. But I think, yeah, man, you're right. That's something that I guess you have to grow into. It's not something you want to just jump out there and do right away. You try your organic way first and then go into that. That's awesome, man. I took a break. I took a week off, dog, and I was so pissed that I did it. And there was another time that I wanted to take a break and I didn't, and I should have, because I ended up putting some bullshit out. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was just like, man. But this is when. So one thing I will tell you, like, don't get, because you're gonna have guests. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And when you have guests, it's easier. Right. It's easier. Like, we can sit and have a full-out conversation until these fucking batteries go dead on these GoPros. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we conversing. But when you by yourself, you can't talk that long. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think the attention span. Okay. Like, my attention span, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. No, let me tell you something. The only podcast video right now I can watch the whole thing is I Am Athlete. Oh, yeah. With Ocho Cinco, Brandon Marshall. Yeah, that's a great. That shit is great. Yeah, great concept. But my thing is, that shit ain't traditional. They got the lady bringing food in. You know what I mean? Exactly. They got the A1 guests. Yeah. So that shit pretty sweet. But just imagine you just sitting in wherever you got your shit set up, and you just got one camera using your phone. And it's just facing you like this, and you talking for an hour. Exactly. Niggas gonna be like, all right, bro, you ain't gonna fade in and out or nothing. You just gonna just right here. I think those weekly check-ins are good for that too. Hell yeah. Because that keep it balanced. Like, if you're not getting a complete show, then say you're taking a week off, you have those weekly check-ins. Call them shorts. Yeah, exactly. Those are nice, bro, because that keeps you active with your community. Exactly. You're following. So yeah, I thought that was a great concept. That's good too. And then it's like, really another challenge that I'm actually facing right now is engaging with my audience. Okay. Yeah. So it's like I had made a little. I took a clip from my STEMI. Where's my STEMI joint? And put it on Instagram. People had commented. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like you may get 1 or 2 comments on YouTube or something like that, but like that's probably the most engagement I've had. So it's like it's really hard. Like if I have a Facebook page for the podcast. I got my TikTok, my Instagram, and I got Twitter. Now, granted, the TikTok and Instagram is just really me. It's not just my podcast. It's just the name I went with. But the Facebook page is only podcast shit. And I'll go on that joint and say, how's everybody doing? Motherfuckers won't say shit. Damn. I've got 350 people following me. And I wonder if the algae, though. So it's like, who's seeing it? You know what I'm saying? Because the algae is weird on Facebook. If I make a post, if you like the page, you should be notified on everything I'm saying. Right. So I'm not sure why. You know what I'm saying? Right. But again, man, you know what I'm saying? It takes time. So I definitely want to highlight the Kev on Stage video, man. Okay. Yeah. I was in a rut, dog. And and it wasn't a normal rut. Like, I had guests that were coming on and we had to keep rescheduling. Keep rescheduling. Rescheduled about 5 or 6 times. Some of my bike buddies. Right. And then we finally did an interview. We did it on Zoom. Okay. And we talked for about an hour. And I go wait a couple of days to edit, and I look, and my shit like that what? Skipping the whole joint. So I'm sitting there like I'm like, all right, maybe I can just cut a little bit. Then I'm like 10 minutes into the video, just cutting. I'm like, dog, I can't do this. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if my pod track is fucked up. It's my microphone. Okay. And I'm YouTubing, Googling everything, man. I'm not getting no answers. Coming here, this fucking cord was tight as hell. I had the cord. I didn't have enough slack on the cord. So you could hear the guests, but you couldn't hear you. No. I didn't know any of this was happening until after we were done. Right. Oh wow. So they were fine. When you got a Zoom call, you got this input here, the fourth input, and you put it on the far right, and you do mix minus. Yeah.
And you can get the audio from Zoom. You have to do it like that.
Okay.
So that wasn't an issue. It was my fucking cable was pinched. You know, these are Amazon basic cables. So this cable was like $5.
Right.
So I'm looking at cables like, what cable should I have? They like, oh, get the Mogami or whatever it's called. That fucking cable like $60. I'm like, bro, I'm not paying $60 for no cable, dog. I'm like, look. And then I just came and loosened it and it worked fine. So, you know, but yeah, I was really, really down, man. And she sent me that video and, you know, he just, you know, I don't know word for word, but he was just talking about, you know, he's like, do y'all really want to know the truth about podcasts? And he said, can you do 100 episodes without nobody watching it?
Yeah, that hit.
And when he said that, I was like, damn, I ain't even halfway.
Right.
And then he really started going, was talking about equipment. And that's what I was saying. He was like, bro, he said all he had was a cell phone.
Right. He
for the first 2, 3, 4 years, using the cell phone, putting that shit out. Just putting it out. And look at him now.
Right.
Motherfucker, big ass house in California, got his own app.
It's crazy.
I ain't trying to blow up like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but
you know,
the consistency part where he displays like it's not about like getting people to see you. It's really about the quality of the content. Like people want to see your creativity. People want to see you, and you're selling your product. I mean, and you got to stand behind it. And I think that's really what I got from it. Like, bro, you got to get out of your own head.
I know. But that's gonna happen though.
Right.
But that's when wifey come in. She come in. And she just tell you, the wife, you know what the wives do? They sit and let us fuck up for a little bit.
Right.
They sit, they be like, all right, I'm going to just let his ass hang to dry for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when you get to that lowest point, she might look, stop doing this, do that, fuck this, and you good. And next thing you know, you be like,
damn.
She might be right.
Right.
Like so many ideas that my wife had gave me. You know what I'm saying? Just along the way that have been so clutch. So I always give her the praise when I can. You know what I'm saying? Always do, man.
So I always stumble into the pride sometimes though. Like, so I get in the rut and I'm trying to figure things out in my own head. And yeah, she comes along and gives me some bomb advice. But like sometimes I'd be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that right now. And I know damn well.
But you done soak that shit in the whole time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know dang.
It'd be like that, man. It'd be like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's for you to keep going because nowadays, man, if you don't have at least 100 episodes, you know what I mean? You haven't done shit like you. And it's like, I hate to use Joe Rogan. This nigga got like 3,000 episodes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you look at. It's a lot of guys, man, with over 1,000 episodes. I'm like 1,000, but he be spitting them shits out every other day.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So then I want to talk scheduling.
Okay. Yeah, please.
So originally, I was putting mine out Monday, 6 a.m. You know, you can schedule it. So I was in the beginning. I was recording Sunday, sometimes Sunday night, and I was putting it out Monday morning. But when I started doing that shit and realizing that my sound wasn't that good and all this, like, I just realized that that's not enough time to edit.
Right.
But I was using Anchor.
Okay.
So I was just talking right into Anchor. And then it was just like, damn, why my shit only record for fucking 10 minutes? That was because I was using Safari. You got to use Google Chrome. And that only give you 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So
you really went through it, bro. Like
let me tell you, I went to, man, I'm telling you, I got probably hit with every brick in beginning podcast that you can get hit with, dog. And that's why I was like, it was so frustrating. You know what I'm saying? So then I get on, I'm concentrating, not saying, yeah, like, and then it's like, it just didn't feel natural.
Right.
So I was like, bro, like, I feel like I'm reading a teleprompter. You know what I mean? And granted, I always just write little bullet points, but it was just like to a point in the beginning, I'll be writing the whole fucking page.
Oh man.
To it looks like I'm just reading a book to it. To now I'm just like, it's just one word, 2 words, then I just go from there. And I'm just like, I have to be able to do it like that for it to be natural. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because people will tell you, like, your personality. Like, if people fuck with your personality, they'll listen to you, even if you're full of shit. Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
So then what I realized was, why am I not putting it out at midnight Monday? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I said, fuck it. If I'm done, I change my recording days to Wednesdays. Right. You know what I mean? Preferably Wednesdays. If not, you know what I mean? I'll do it later if I can. And then I would wake up in the morning and I would have the same 4 people who were listening to my shit before I woke up in the morning. Wow. And I was like, I just want to give a shout out to these 4 faithfuls that be cranking my shit in the middle of the night. Right. And I got a DM from two of them. One of them was my man. It was two, and there was another guy that I know that followed my shit. And he was like, yeah, man, I be listening to that shit while I'm at work. I was like, that shit feel good. Like, damn, bro, you listening to me in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So scheduling is cool, but it's like when I started doing the shorts, I just put them shits out whenever.
Right.
I do a short right now and put that shit out tonight. Like, I feel like that don't need to be, unless I'm doing it at night, because usually I do it in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, what I need to schedule that for? Just put it out.
But I think that's considered like you're a part of the engagement part.
That is
too.
a part. Yeah. And I do that because I usually say, well, hey, why don't y'all let me know in the comments? You know what I'm saying? And I'll say shit like that to try and get some engagement. And then even now with editing, I'm starting to add words and shit in there. Like, to just anything to get people to say something. You know what I'm saying? I had a guy commenting and said, he said something about being weird, but I like it.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay. Right. He was saying about the way I was talking was weird, but he enjoyed the conversation. I was like, as long as you hit that subscribe button, you know what I mean? Hey, exactly. It don't matter.
So let me ask you this: are you using hashtags when you're on Instagram to push some of the content?
I used to.
Okay.
And hashtagging is so annoying, though.
It is.
Hashtagging is annoying.
But people follow hashtags.
They do. It's like I look at people, man, and they'll have like 6 dots, and then they'll have a line across, and then they'll have 50 fucking hashtags. I'm like, y'all really be writing all that shit, dog? Or is it like a template you just already got, something you already got saved in your phone?
I think that's what it is. I mean, they're probably copying and pasting. They're depending, like if you have an organization that's going to hit the same hashtags every time you post, then they're probably copying.
Yeah, probably had that shit in your notes. Let me know. Hey, are y'all like, do y'all have fucking a whole 75 hashtags saved in y'all phones? Well, let me know. If that's the case, then I'll do that shit like one time and I'll save it in the phone and I'll do it. But to really do that?
Yeah, and I don't think, I seriously
I do it on YouTube though.
Yeah, I seriously doubt people are doing that. But on YouTube, is it keywords?
Same thing. It's had keywords. I'll be weighing YouTube ass out. I'll be like Captain's Log Podcast, Captain.
Yeah.
Log Podcast, podcasting. Podcast is life. Black podcaster. Podcast is life. Dad, father, husband, man,
all of that.
Black man, men, humor, funny, laughter. I'll weigh their ass out on them keywords.
That's what's up, man. No, that's important. I think that trying to get it out there, with them having things set up the way they are, man, I think they make it so that people are going to have a hard time cracking the code when it comes to the algorithms that they have on these social media sites. So, I mean, the main thing is just keep applying pressure like you've been doing, man. I think you're doing a great job,
man.
Bro.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I had a guy, I think his podcast was the Unapologetic Hustle.
Okay.
On Instagram. He's a friend of he knows a buddy of mine. And he put me on to him, and we were supposed to do something. And I forgot, but he had reached out to me. It was like, man, I see you consistently putting your shit out, man. And I was like, man, I still want to get with you, bro. But he usually do his like Facebook Live joints on like the weekend. I'd be like, well, I'll be working. So he was like, we're gonna work it out. But I thought that was cool, even to reach back out even after, you know what I'm saying? I kind of like low key accidentally like ghosted the nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My bad. I didn't mean to, but
he reached back out.
He did reach back out. So I thought that was cool. I used to follow a lot of the local podcasters.
Okay.
And I had to stop.
It wasn't, you weren't seeing what you wanted to see, or hearing what you wanted to hear?
Well, first I will say I wasn't hearing what I wanted to hear. I will say that. And I say that, not to be disrespectful, but it's like, my platform is my platform and theirs is theirs. And I just get TMZ vibes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's what I get. I get TMZ. I get World Star hip hop vibes when I listen to other people's podcasts from here. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, what message are we pushing? I mean, so it's like, we were talking about relationships, which is okay in moderation. We talking about sex. We talking, I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, what's the message? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Somebody out there want to hear some ratchet shit, but it's like.
But see, the thing is, you gotta be. So I'm a big advocate for music that has real good substance, right? And so I can listen to some not so deep music, but at the end of the day,
if I'm cleaning the house or something, sure,
right, some party music. But at the end of the day, if I'm paying for content, like when I was younger, if I bought an album, I'm looking for them to drop gems, man. I'm not. So it's for me, it's like the same reason why I purchased a book. I purchased a book with purpose. And so if I'm listening to a podcast, I'm listening to it for a purpose, right? So hopefully somebody drops a few gems on me that I can, build off of. And, or, they're just giving me that word that I need to hear to keep, stay motivated. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's important, bro. So when you say you getting TMZ vibes, I definitely feel you. I don't want to hear no extra news, anything like that. I mean, it's good to talk about some of the up-to-date, like, current events, but I need some substance. I need something to build on.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And then, what I'm saying, granted, I will say this, like, right now, bro, like, I'm really not listening to nobody's podcast.
Right.
Because I'm in the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was on the go, when I was going to work, not only was I, like, low-key creating my own shit before, like, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of niggas was like, bro, like, these little snippets in the morning, like, you should do something with that shit. And it's like, I just never paid attention because I was like, man, that's a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was ready to move and shit and all that.
Right.
But, yeah, it's gotta be a message. I gotta be learning something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I watch I Am Athlete, like, I'm learning, like, they had Bubba Wallace on the joint. Like, I learned some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who this dude is. And he talking about NASCAR. I don't know nothing about that.
Right.
If I'm listening to Earn Your Leisure, they teaching me something. They talking about money, stocks, savings, and all that other shit. So I don't want to listen to somebody who just talking about pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good out here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk about that. And then it was just like, I kind of low key was like, well, damn, how do I try to collab with other podcasters? But I didn't want to come off as like, oh, I see y'all doing good. Can I get on with you type deal? You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, I was really a stranger. So I just kind of fell back. And I mean, I didn't unfollow all of them, but it was a few of them that I was like, we're done here.
Yeah, no, I think, not even think. I know I appreciate you bringing me on for me to even, I guess, experience it before I get, get to the nitty and gritty of it. And I mean, like I said, consistency is key, bro. You're killing it, man. And I think that, as long as you stay in that lane of consistency and not letting anything really deter you, and hopefully wifey just keep cheering you on, man. Shoot, dude. Captain's Log about to be a deal, bro.
Listen, thank you for all that shit. It's always going to be a deterrence, bro. Yeah. But it's like as we go, we'll be like, we already know what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like editing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wait till you start editing, bro. Bruh, editing is painful, dog. I'm using 3 cameras right now.
Yeah.
This will be my second time using 3 cameras.
But you got a little system though, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, YouTube University, bro. YouTube University taught me, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get on there, and once you kind of get a little flow, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of figure out, what you got to do, and when you get it live. I mean, these platforms. I use Final Cut Pro. Now, Final Cut Pro is $300. I got that 90-day free trial.
Right.
I got 60 days left. And I already know at this point I got to go ahead and get it because I was using iMovie on a MacBook. Hell
but you limited though, right?
You're so limited, and when you start wanting to cut and pan back from different videos, it's effortless. You just click the button. I can have 10 cameras and I just be like, oh, he said something good. Let me back up. Cut to him. Mm-hmm. Close up. Oh, she said something good. Cut. Right. Cut to him, and I could just hit it back and forth while I'm watching. I don't even have to stop the shit.
Wow,
like it's sweet.
That's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is what they offering out here. And you got Adobe
video editing for dummies. Is what it sounds
dog.
Like. Yeah.
And I mean, it's like once you really start learning that shit, like this, like right now we 30 minutes in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow,
effortless 30 minutes.
Right.
And I could sit back and just think about when you start saying some deep shit. I could be like, boop. Go to that camera. Let's leave that there for a couple minutes.
Right.
And just let you go back and forth. Cut to me. Cut back there. You know what I'm saying? You'll pick up so much along the way, man. Like you really fucking around and turn into an audio engineer out here. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something. When you first started, like how'd you break past the nervousness of getting started? Like how'd you talk yourself into just getting the ball rolling? You know what I mean?
So if I want to put a date on it, I want to say 2019,
okay,
pre-COVID. I it was an idea. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I should start it. And I was like, damn, what am I call it? Niggas was like, bro, it got to be Captain's Log. You've been saying this shit for like 4 or 5 years. So I was like, factual information. Okay. But then, I was just trying to figure, well, how can I do it? So of course I go to YouTube University. Motherfuckers is like, shit, you could do that shit with your phone. Just put some earbuds on. I was like, why I gotta be set up? I can't just be. You know what I'm saying? So we moved in. So we was transitioning. We were staying with my sister around this time. So we had moved out of the house in Suitland. So it was like, well, that's gone. So at that point, I had kind of put it by the wayside, but I was still doing my little, Instagram stories and shit. And then can't come in end of May, like right before Memorial Day weekend, I had applied for a job. And I had it. Like I was assured, I'm talking about motherfucker slid me everything I needed to be slid, or it was just a formality.
Right.
In the interview. And somehow, some way, they took the vacancy back. Was like, oh, only 2 people applied, so we gotta resubmit it.
Man.
So I was just in here just sitting like, fuck, man. I was sick, dog. Wife come up to me. Wife comes to save the day. She was like, where the fuck's the podcast at? She was like, fuck this. Where's the podcast? Bruh, went smooth on Amazon, impulse buy. Yeah. Spent $300 on equipment and just started it. And I'm talking about, I was in the other room, a smaller room on the other side. I'll show you when we're done. And it was just me. It was a round table.
Right.
And actually, no, it was a plastic fold-up table, plastic chairs, uncomfortable as fuck. Condenser mic, my sump pump on the floor. You could hear it. And I just sat there like just kind of like, what I'm gonna say. And I just hit the fucking button on the computer and just start talking, dog. I go back and listen to it sometimes.
Yeah. And
I could just hear the creak in my voice, like, damn, bro, you was nervous as fuck, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, once I did the introduction, I said, boom, let me do a Father's Day joint, because it was Father's Day weekend.
Right.
And I went and did the Father's Day joint. And I think about 10 minutes into that, I started to get comfortable.
Okay.
And it was a pretty deep interview, because the fatherhood shit is really, really, I take that shit serious. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro.
And we'll get into that. You know what I'm saying? And after that, man, I just kept going. And it's like, I know a lot of people, so I had so many topics, so many people in different professions that I wanted to bring on. But then what happened was I got caught in this mix where, oh, what you do? Oh, you're a police officer? Why don't you come on the show? Oh, hey, you a drag race car mechanic? Come on the show. And then what happens is I got guests coming on. They don't really want to talk too personal about their jobs.
Okay.
Like I had my barbers come on. You know what I'm saying? I had my man who's a barber, his other buddy, and he came on. And I'm thinking we was really gonna get into like some goofy shit we be saying in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas head be dirty. You know what I'm saying? All niggas be selling shit and all that. But they didn't really want to go that route, because it's like, the customers may be listening.
Right.
You know what I mean? So once that happened, I was like, all right, I got to switch it up. And then that's when I kind of just started going to subjects. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was just like, well, damn, who I'm going to bring for this? That's why I was like, all right, I'm going to just start doing shorts. And I'm just going to be shooting from the hip or whatever I see, like the Popeyes fish sandwich, the Coming to America shit. I just started doing shit like that. So it's like I just constantly kept changing. You know what I'm saying? And that was another reason why I stopped looking at other people's podcasts, because I found myself almost copying their shit.
I got you. That makes a lot of sense. Because you want to stay in a creative space, stay in a space where this, like you said earlier, how you doing the organic marketing. Like you want to stay in that place of organic content as well. So I feel that that's real.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's hard. Like it's well, I ain't saying it's not hard to be you, but it's like when you see somebody else shit and you're like, damn, these niggas got 5,000 followers, and this what the fuck they doing? I'm over here with like 600. Like, damn, maybe if I stride, nah. Find your own shit.
Stay in your lane, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like my back in the lab, back in the studio, I just started saying it, and that shit just stuck. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta have your own style, definitely.
Right. Get you a tagline. And I think that's what it is. It's just being comfortable with your like not so much comfortable, but confident in what you're about to put out. Like there has to be a level of confidence there, you know. So
and you will have times where you record something and you're not gonna be feeling it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, damn, I wasn't really feeling that. But the deed's already done. Because what you don't want to do is get in the habit of, I didn't like that, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be putting out shit because ain't nothing ain't gonna be perfect.
Yeah, man.
I didn't put some shit out. Know the audio was fucked up. I just put it in the comments. Hey, warning, the audio's fucked up.
But I worked through that jump, bro.
But it was only for like 2-3 minutes, and we still good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So anyway, so let's switch gears, man. I want to talk fatherhood. I want to talk husband, fatherhood.
Awesome.
The hardest, most rewarding job on the planet.
Absolutely. I can agree, man. I can agree.
How long you been married?
I've been married, 9 years now. So, well, it'll be 9 years in April.
You got me beat.
Yeah, 9 years in April, man. And I could tell you this much. I got married at the age, I was still 24 at the time, on my way to 25. And, bro, there's so many things I could say that I wish I would have took care of before. But all that growth, you can't even.
Can't beat the growth.
Nah, you can't beat the growth. And I would tell you this much. I know my wife since 2010, been married since 2012. And not once did I consider a break or like, oh yeah, this is not going to work, bro. Just riding the waves, man. And I think that was like me trying to take on the fact that I could either focus on, trying to get money, get a job, all this stuff, or I can focus on building this family and then having support as I go after the life goals. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. How about yourself? How long you been married?
This will be year 7 in November, man. But we been together since 2007.
Okay. Oh yeah. So you got me beating that arena. So.
Yeah. So look, I got out the Marines. What, June 5th? I got out the Marines. Done. And I was on Facebook trying to line something up when I came home. I was like, I'm about to be back home. Let me see what's good.
Right.
And I sent a couple messages to a bunch of ladies, and she was the only one who responded. Her friend actually responded for her. Was like, oh yeah, you need to holler that.
Okay.
So we met. You know what I'm saying? I went and met her up Wheaton Plaza. She used to work in Deb, and she was talking to some other nigga. You know what I'm saying? Thought he was me. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I guess finally she catch wind, like. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
I'm like, nigga, I done went and got a fresh cut. Nigga, his shirt was ironed up real tight.
Right.
I'm like, nah, this is me. Cuz came out to join mug. And I'm like, go ahead, sir. You don't want that. And we've been together ever since, man. And tell you something, it was a bumpy road, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, my thing is we was, 22.
Yeah, when you young in it, man. I think I will say this though. When you're younger, you have a level of patience for stuff, right? But you also have the option of running out the back door too when things get rough. And I think that's the one thing to say about folks who've been like with their significant other in their 20s or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a lot about yourself as you're growing, and you actually realize how much support you get from a woman that you ain't realize you needed, man. And
absolutely.
That bounce back is serious, man.
Absolutely. Like, she was with me on my bad days, dog. When I got out the service, bro, I used to get fried.
Yeah.
Like me, Fred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? D-Dub, we used to just be fried, dog. And you know what I'm saying? Like, to a point where it's the middle of the week.
Right.
And I'm just getting fried. This was so stressed, bro. The only way that I could just kind of keep me leveled was to drink.
Right.
And she just was just catching all them blows, man. Just seeing me looking just sluggish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Had to scoop me up from the go-go, man. I'm just you know what I'm saying? Just all the time, dog. I just was drinking. The car had got shot up.
Wow.
I was at Jasper's and had a little incident. Man, I shot my car while I was in it.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And then she see this, like, I mean, what is it going to take? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Broke my wrist.
On the bike?
Nah. We was at a party, man, and it had an incident happen. You know what I'm saying? Police was getting ready to jam a man up, and I was just trying to reason with him. But I mean, I was a little irate.
Okay. All right.
And, putting cuffs on me. And I'm like, take these motherfucking cuffs on me. I jumped in his face. He shoved me on the ground with the cuffs on and hit the ground, snapped my wrist.
Damn.
So then after that, they like, so they let me go. You know what I'm saying? So I had to end up getting surgery. And then, so what's crazy is, so I had lost my wallet. So this was at the Gold Room down in, what's that? Glen Arden, Landover area.
Okay.
So I had to go back because the police station's on the bottom and the Gold Room ballroom is on the top. So I had to go into the police station and ask for my wallet. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, I see a missing wallet. And he was like, what happened to your wrist? Wrist swollen. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even gone to the hospital yet. Yeah. So he's like, no, what happened to your wrist? So I was like, man, I'm just here for my wallet. I'm kind of like tearing up a little bit because I'm like, bro, like, I low-key could have went to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Could have locked me up.
Right.
And I would have lost my job. So I was just like, I ain't going to rat the man out, man. I guess I deserve it. You know what I mean? I was acting up. So, she seen me through that, you know what I'm saying? And just, it took a while, dog. I think it took a while between just me kind of getting tired of looking stupid, and then my body was just like, bro, we can't take this no more.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you don't go through that, and then you don't even really know who you are for real. You know what I'm saying? Because even as a person, it takes endurance to go through times like that and actually, like, really look back and reflect on it and say, yo, I'm so glad I'm where I'm at right now. Because some people really still stuck in that.
Bro, I'm telling you, it was a rough road. And it wasn't really until a little bit after my son was born where I was just like, all right, bro, like, it's time to lock the fuck in.
Yeah.
So then, had a solid little job, you know what I'm saying, stayed at work. And I still was partying and shit like that, but it was just getting to a point where it's like, bro, like, I'm getting off at 9 o'clock. Yeah. I got to be back in at 9 the next day.
Yeah.
And I'm going
12s.
Yeah, I'm doing 12s. And I got to turn around and going out and partying to 2, 3 in the morning, coming back to work at 9. I'm taking 2-hour naps at work. So I was like, gotta clean this up, man. So, but definitely having my daughter,
really changed the game, right?
Dog, she really, really, really just changed the way I move. I still be in her ass, just like my son.
Oh yeah,
but she's just really the girls will make you vulnerable. You have to be,
because to them at some point, daddy could do no wrong.
Exactly.
And so you have to really, be mindful of your actions in front of them.
Yeah.
Even how you talk to them.
So it's just like, my wife would get on me about that. It's like, you need to be more vulnerable around me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We niggas be trying to be tough. Like, man, I don't want to watch this motherfucking reality TV. I don't want to watch that shit, right. Real Housewives. And it took me a while. I was like, this bullshit TV. But I'm like, if my wife likes it, then you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have to learn to like it. This shit be funny. It be funny now, you know what I'm saying? Like, she'll tell you, like, this was probably even last year I wasn't watching none of this shit. Now we'll sit and watch the Bell Collective or whatever one of these. I got to draw the line on these 600-pound and 1,000-pound lights. I got to draw the line on that shit. But the ratchet TV, I watch it from here and there from time to time.
It's bonding time, man. Like my wife, she hit me with the, I could call my girlfriend, talk to them on the phone while I'm watching the show, talk to them afterwards, but it's nice to see something stupid, funny, or whatever, and have somebody there to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? So, we used to watch, you remember the little repo shows with the reality repo jumps? Yeah, so
I remember. I forgot the name, but it used to be funny.
Miami one, I know we used to watch that. Then, she watched some of them housewives shows. I sit down and watch it with her every now and then so she could talk smack about, what's going on. But you know what it is. It's junk food.
She just really wants me to watch it so she can laugh at my reaction. That's why she want me to watch it. Because she be watching, I'll be like, the fuck this nigga? I'll be like, what this nigga got on? Then she be dying laughing.
Right.
She don't even care about the show. So once I figured that, I'm like, she just wants me there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I want you there. I want you to enjoy this with me. So I'm like, I get it. So I can say that after 13 years being together, it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah. And this is something like I literally would like, if it ain't Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, or a Marvel movie, I'm not watching that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, I'll sit and watch, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like with my daughter, I got to sit and watch The Lion Guard with my daughter every other day or shit like that. So I'm like, it's fine. Even my son, my son be watching these iCarly and all these teenage shows and shit. So it's like, they definitely molded me, man, to make me a better person. Now, granted, I gained a little bit of weight, but I'm happy though, bro.
Right, and that's what matters. I would say this much, man. When we had to first go into quarantine, being always on the run, ripping and grabbing groceries, doing all that work, you know what I'm saying, for the house. I was like, dang, I'm in the house because I was only working every other day. So, I'm down in Landover and I was working every other day. So I'm only going in 3 to 2 times a week. So
we over there by the metro station?
I'm over there off of Cabin Branch and
we got a build.
Not too far from the stadium.
We got a build. Oh, you over there? Right, said we got a building over there by Ardmore.
Okay,
I would love to go over there. I wouldn't have to go too far to get to work.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, because for me, it's a nice commute, bro. I'm coming out of Burtonsville, but
you still around Beeville?
Yeah.
Where?
Shoot, McNew.
You bought a house in McNew?
I ain't buying no house in McNew.
Oh yeah, man. Is it still the same?
Man,
more kids.
I'm an adult now, bro. It's quite a few kids. The the neighborhood is still diverse. I would just say that we got a little level of ignorance in some pockets of it. But that's what it is.
That's what that's the one thing I tell people all the time. I was like, bro, like I wouldn't trade growing up anywhere else in the world, dog. Like to grow up, like before I moved to Burnsville when I was 7,
right,
2nd grade. I was living in Highsville, like a Delphi Road, all that shit over there. Golden Bull, TikTok, right in the middle of that shit.
Oh yeah.
Spanish Harlem. And it was bad over there, dog. And the school, like I was in a school where kids still getting their asses whooped low key by the teachers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like,
when I started school, that's how I was at a private school. Look, the kindergarten teacher had certain permissions to hit certain kids.
Yeah. So I was like, nah, let me get out of here. I came to Burtonsville, though. Old Burtonsville, that was Fairland.
Yeah.
Fairland was Burtonsville. And I was like, what? My teacher was Asian. I'm like, what the fuck going on here? You know what I'm saying? Miss O.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was crazy. And
what year did you come out there?
I moved out there in 91, 92.
Okay. All right.
So Burtonsville, like the shopping, none of that shit. Everything was on the right side, but the only thing that was original was the 7-Eleven and the betting barn.
Okay.
Which I think they selling crack and ass out of there. Ain't no way they selling beds out of there. I'm like, ain't no way they selling no beds out of betting barn. So, but just growing up, man, like, one of the first guys I had met in the neighborhood was white dude, Corey Smith. I mean, he was cool, like, and it was new for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to react. And it was like being around his family. I didn't think his pops was really feeling me.
Right.
But it was just like, but my thing is I was poor. You know what I'm saying? I was like poor in Montgomery County. People be thinking like, oh yeah, I'm from the hood and I'm poor. Like, nah, dog. Be poor in a nice area. It's worse.
It's worse. Well, what's his name?
Dave Chappelle said that shit.
Chappelle.
And when he said it, I was like, God, bro, I feel you, dog. I feel you. But I mean, just growing up, you know what I'm saying? With the people with the people I graduated with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was cool with everybody, man. It's like, you don't get that nowadays because Burtonsville now, that shit different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different now. Like, I didn't, when they rebuilt Paint Branch and they said the school was like 80, 90% black, I'm like, what?
Right. Yeah.
80% black?
Yeah. But you gotta, like, it's still very diverse in its nature. You're still dealing with kids who are second generation from, their home countries. So it's still very diverse, just even at the elementary school, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife's on the vice president of PTA at Burtonsville Elementary, right? And, I'm involved in many school activities, but you still see the diversity there. It's just that, yes, the melanin folks are in large numbers in the area. But it's
that's because everybody coming from the city, man.
Right,
you got your Castle Boulevard, the whole shit, Section 8.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got even my mother live in Country Place. She still lives there.
Oh wow.
My mother been there. She won't leave.
Yeah. When we moved out to Montgomery County in 95, but we started school in 96. We were still at our private school out Chillum.
Yeah.
So we moved out of Riverdale into Montgomery County. So my private school, St. John's Baptist de la Salle, it's not even open anymore. Bro, we had 2 white girls in the whole school and everybody else was black. Yeah, so when I came to Montgomery County, and we ate at our desk for lunch. So when I got to Montgomery County, I was at Galway Elementary, right? I was living off Fairland Road where B. Miles live at, right? And so I go into school.
Shout out to B. Miles.
Yeah, shout out to B. Miles. So I go into school and I was like, oh snap, they got a cafeteria? Word? Because we ain't have nothing like that. And then I get to the classroom and I look at the class and I'm like, oh, they got Asian, white, like darker Asian.
You don't know how to act, right?
I was like, and I'm not, at this time, I'm unaware that there's different type of cultures in Africa and Asia, like different nations, you know what I'm saying? So I get in there and like, first, what's the first thing I do? I go sit down by the first black kid I see. Because I felt comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know better. You don't know better.
That's it.
You don't know no better. And it's like my grandfather, like, he be like, man, them gringos, man. And I be like, oh, man, he old school. You know what I'm saying? He old school. So he like, his best friends were Spanish people. He ain't fucking them white people like that. I was just like, well, I don't want to grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? Gramps, don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? But
because it was like, you know how it was, man.
Burtonsville was the shit, though. Man, look, I tell people all the time, I was like, bro, I just feel like, now granted, I graduated before you, but I graduated with your brother, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like me, you You know what I'm saying? I never really had interaction with your older brother.
Right.
But
18.
you, Matt, your younger sister, like we all was kind of like at the same like the party
That was the
scene. That was the poppin'est shit ever. I tell my wife all the time, I was like, boo, I'm telling you right now, Backyard, TCB, UCB, Raw Image, Rockville Sportsplex. She don't believe me.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, we was getting that joint for a dub, party and knees hurting like shit all night every week. She don't believe it.
We were privy to so much much craziness, but also like even like you talk about like the neon or something, bro.
It wasn't back in the day. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fights, but niggas wasn't getting killed and shit like that. Like,
wasn't get killed.
You were just getting your ass whooped real good.
It was all hands and jumping. Sometimes,
you were getting at the most you was getting jumped. Now, man, it's like I worry for my son when he get older because I know he gonna want to party. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna deny him that. You bring your straight age, you go to any party you want.
Right.
But I do worry about that shit. But so we gonna close it, man. But give me what's the plan for the future, man? What's the plan for 2021?
2021, we're getting the God's podcast, The Greatness of Dads, off the ground. We're gonna get the shit rolling. I'm actually also working on a poetry book. So I plan to like slowly work that. That's not something I'm like every day I'm putting in work because I already have the content. So it's just, every time I get a chance and some free time, I'm putting in the work to finish that poetry book. And just continue to build with the family, man. I've been so grateful to have the time that I've been able to have with them. We got some vacations planned. I'll tell you right now, coronavirus, COVID, not getting in my way of just enjoying my life. That's it, man.
You getting the vaccine?
Nah. I ain't want.
You say you want to do something, but you ain't getting the vaccine, huh? Why you want to get the vaccine?
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I was gonna avoid that subject.
Come on, dog. You don't want. Listen, you don't gotta go deep into it, but I gotta know why you choose not to. Why not?
All right, so you
just give me the short version.
The short version. I mean, I'm gonna be labeled as a conspiracy theorist.
All right, nigga, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear no 5G shit. All right.
No, none of that. So like, I believe coronavirus. Like, I believe COVID is real, right? I believe it's real. What I do believe is that we're kind of seeing the effects of not having a great diet in America, right? So like, we eat a lot of processed foods. It's a lot of things that we're doing that we're seeing the reaction of through disease, right? So. I look at it as like, okay, I can do one or two things. I could live a better life, which is focus on my diet, which I've done, and make sure that I'm getting the proper vitamins and minerals as well as my children. So that I'm just taking preventative action steps with health first, you know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to the vaccine, give me some time to see that it's proven to work and not have side effects past a year, 2 years. Because at this point, I'm always wary about medicine and practices. That's just something I've always been aware of. So, I just need time, bro. Like right now, as of right now, my answer is no.
Bruh, I ain't been sick since I got sick.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
Look, we went to motherfucking California, me, Glenn, all of them, and we came back, nigga, I was sick as fuck. When I'm talking about all caps, nigga.
Yeah.
I came home and I was just like, God damn. Nigga just couldn't taste nothing, nigga. I was eating Pop-Tarts. I was like, they ain't put no flavor in the shit. Didn't realize it. Right. This was before it was a name, dog.
Okay.
This was like, I just thought it was a flu. Dog, I was out of work for a week. That is unheard of for me. Right. I don't take no week off of work. And then my coworker, she was off when she came back. She was bronchitis and all that other shit.
Wow.
Man, my supervisor called me on a Saturday and said, hey, shut it down. We going telework. It's a virus. It's a pandemic.
Okay.
And I was already back to normal. And I was like, damn, dog. I was like, was I sick? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was like when I went to the doc and I said, look, man, I took a trip. I came back. I was sick as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I was like, do I have it? But they wasn't testing for it then.
Okay.
So he was just like, oh, I mean, if you're good now. And I'm like, that's not what I want to hear, doc. Like, you're not telling me nothing. So I was like, yeah, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Got a new doc after that. But so I don't know if I ever was diagnosed. But that was the sickest I ever been in my life.
Wow.
I was sick. Barry was sick. D-Dub was sick.
Yeah.
I think Glenn was the only one who ain't get sick.
Wow.
I think Harston was sick too. Bro, we was sick.
Damn.
D was sick when he was there. He was drinking hot tea the whole time.
Dang, bro.
So D was already sick. Now I don't know who, because none of us ever got tested. But
yeah.
So
one of the things, like, I know reading up early, I was like, yo, they were talking about how alcohol could kind of be like put you in harm's way a little bit?
You know, I was just talking about my daughter's daycare. She go there every Wednesday, and she said that she was like, "Yeah, I was worried about it because you know I'm vaccinated, fully, and you know my arm was sore as fuck. I won't even lie to you. The first shot, my arm was sore as hell. I went to sleep for the rest of the day. The second shot, it was nothing, and She was like, yeah, I was worried because I got my first shot. Because, you know, she's like, you know, I drink wine like every Friday and Saturday. I was like, man, I drink more than that. I'm good. Yeah. Like, you good.
Right.
I don't think it. I mean,
well, not with the vaccine. I wasn't talking about with the vaccine. I was more so talking about with the onset of COVID itself. Like, not the vaccine. But
they saying people who drink are more susceptible to catch it?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not a fact. I'm just telling you what I heard. Yeah. When in the early stages. Yeah. So, this is something that I had heard. So, I was just mindful of my intake. So, it's just a matter of like, I'm sitting back and like I said, I'm gonna let things unfold, man. I don't have it. I'm in no rush. I've literally been working in the office this whole time.
Well, you can't. Well, first of all, you're not. Are you considered a frontline worker?
No.
Well, you can't get it anyway.
Yeah, and I was going to work the whole time, not considered essential employee at all.
So yeah, you can't get it anyway. So man, I think the plan is to have it available to everybody in May, and I mean, you're talking about already like 60 million people vaccinated. So I think. Because I know a lot of people say, well, I ain't going to be the first one. I'm like, well, I mean, the first 50 million then did it. I mean, I just look at it like this. I'm trying to get back to normal, dog.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like 2020 sucked, you know what I'm saying? Even when I went on my bike, you know what I'm saying, to go do my little motorcycle shit and all that, we had to wear fucking, like, you getting off the bike, it's 100 degrees, you got to put the mask on right after.
Right.
Like, bro, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To a point where, like, I sat home, you know, I picked up some COVID weight. The crazy thing is, I weigh the same as I did before that. But before I started kind of really taking charge and working out, you know, taking my vitamins and shit, I still weigh the same, but I fucking feel great though.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So to mentally kind of get back in it, man, I don't want to work from home.
Right.
Like I want to go back into the building, bro. I want to commute. I want to have my coffee. I want to be on the train. I want to be looking at motherfuckers like they stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to come home and like, damn, like, oh, I miss y'all so much. I don't miss these motherfuckers. I see them every day.
Facts.
I love y'all, but fuck, I'm tired of seeing y'all. So when they go back to school next month for 2 days, bye.
Right.
We out of here.
Yeah, because my kids are back at school right now.
They're already back in?
Yeah.
So they got the shit tightened up and all that?
Yeah, so they're on a, you know.
What school they go to?
Burtonsville. Yeah.
Oh, Montgomery County is back in already.
Yeah.
I seen that, dog.
So they're doing some virtual, some in person. And,
2 days a week?
No, it's actually only Wednesdays home. So you got 4 days a week.
4 days, Montgomery County in the class? Ooh, that's tight.
Yep. I mean, look, I'm all for everything getting back to normal. I have to work in an environment where I got to wear my mask except at my desk, right? Like I can have it down when I'm at my desk or while I'm eating. Excuse me. But like I said, I've been in the office, bro. I've seen this every day, bro. I've been going in the office every day, and I'm just like, man, I'll just wait my turn, wait to see what's going on, and I don't know, man. The world is people are outside right now,
bro.
People are outside.
Listen, the only thing I said I wouldn't do, I said I treat it just like if an exclusive shoe come out. I'm not waiting in no line.
Yeah.
I just happened to call the VA. They said I can get it because I'm a frontline worker. I'm an emergency management, and I went in there. I was in and out. If I had to wait in a long line, I'm like, nah, I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be come back. But
so what kind of vaccines did you have to take for the military that normal citizens weren't taking?
And you know what? You know that's why I don't give a shit. That's why I don't care. Dog.
That's why I asked that question.
That's why I don't care. Keep going.
That's why I asked that question because I know that in the military y'all taking all types of shots to go across the seas, man.
Bruh, listen, I got the peanut butter shot where you get a shot in your ass and you gotta sit down and roll around for that shit to smooth out to be a fucking knot. I got an anthrax shot. That's a fucking scar on my goddamn arm. That's a scar right there from the anthrax shot where they took a needle about as thick as this fucking pen. They dip it in this shit and they stab you in the arm fucking 3 times. Bro, I done got so many shots. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about these shots, bro. H1N1. I got all them vaccines. I'm a walking vaccine, bro. I don't care about none of that shit. That's why I was like, this all I got to do?
Right, at this point.
Man, we out of here. I don't care, bro. Like, listen, I don't give a fuck if that shit would have had me on bed rest for 2 weeks. If I'm immune after that, I don't care, dog.
So it's funny, right? Like, so when I was, what's his name? Elon Musk got onto Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got on Clubhouse, he was talking a little bit about how that, his company's been working on parts of the vaccines, right? And he explained it as like, okay, messenger RNA is a computer code. It's like a computer code, right? So they're just sending this message to your cells, right? Your DNA, saying create this protein. What I thought was interesting is that I believe because the messenger RNA can reverse the message back to basically like a placebo state. That's why they had to keep it at low temperatures to kind of freeze it or whatever, right? And so I was just like, dang, man. So when I went on CDC reading, it was like, yeah, messenger RNA is to teach your cells how to create a protein. So with this language, bro, it just kind of like throws me off because it's like, teach my cells how to create a spike protein. Like, teach them. Like. So I guess I'm reading too much into it, but at the end of the day, I'm doing my research.
When it's your time, it's your time. You get it, you get it. Look, end of the day, I just want you to be healthy.
Yeah.
I want you to push this motherfucking podcast out.
Right.
I want you to continue doing this good husband dad shit. I'm 150% behind the good work you do. Let's keep on hooping on Sunday.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep. How old is your son?
7.
You don't bring him to the joint?
Nah, because I'm very strict about bedtime in my house. My kids wake up grumpy, so on Sundays.
Okay. Understood. Well, look, man, we're gonna wrap it up, man.
All right, brother.
We had a great fucking conversation, man. Episode 46. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Conway, one of the main men from the Sandbox from Beeville. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all be on the lookout, man, for the Gods podcast. Goodness?
Yeah, the greatness.
The greatness of dads. My bad. The whiskey hitting.
Nah, you good.
Greatness of dads, man. Make sure y'all look for that, man. Trust me, I'll be right there waiting for that shit to come out. I'm gonna post that shit wherever I can post it. I'm gonna support you, man, because you've been supporting me, man. And it's it's that good genuine shit is hard to come by in this line of work, man.
Facts, but we gotta keep supporting each other through this fatherhood.
Yeah. So I definitely want to be on your joint. But later.
Okay.
Like get me down the line once you get the jitters and all that.
Get comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? Once you get comfortable, then bring me in. You know what I'm saying? So I can have that guest thing. Bring me on with somebody else so I can just be in. You know what I'm saying? Because you just gave me an hour. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm gonna dress this bitch up real good. I'm gonna promote it hard. We're gonna be good to go.
Bet.
But we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. All right? Captain out.